Check. 1 1
Check,
1.
check. Mike, 1 2 1 2.
This is a simple 3 2 1. Inside Toyota Arena, live from Ontario, California. I'm Brian Tabajay alongside Jose Duran for another matchup tonight, a crucial matchup for the 4-7 Ontario Fury playing the 5-7 Souls de Sonora.
For the Western Conference, and that means playoffs.
Well, we already know that the season series is lost for the Ontario Fury, losing the previous two matches against the Souls de Sonora club. Sonora coming off a victory last night against Turlock. The Ontario Fury with back-to-back wins after those 5 consecutive losses, trying to get back into the picture, and like Jose just mentioned, a 4th position in the Western Conference Roundman Cup playoff picture. Jose, what do you want to see tonight very quickly here?
Just want to see the pressure coming off the goal as soon as the ball starts running for the Fury. We've seen that it be effective for the last couple of games, so as soon as they see the pressure, they have possession, they'll get on top. So get on top of them early, and they'll get out here with the victory.
Well, Thiago Concalves just re-signed for the Ontario Fury, a key defender who's making his first appearance of the season tonight. We'll be back with a kickoff in just a few minutes here from Toyota Arena.
Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Fantasia. This is United Chiropractic Health Center. We are a full-service chiropractic clinic including acupuncture, sports and therapeutic massage, non-surgical spinal decompression for the treatment of bulging discs without surgery, You can reach us at drfantasia.com. Call us. We're here to serve you.
From beautiful Southern California inside Toyota Arena. It is Casa Colina night here for the home team Ontario Fury. Alongside Jose Duran, I'm Brian Tabajay. The Western Conference playoff picture is taking shape, and tonight the matchup between your Ontario Fury and the visiting Souls de Sonora is the latest install of what may potentially be for the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. At 4-7, the Ontario Fury are looking to earn yet another victory after back-to-back wins. Sonora, sitting at 5-7, played last night in Turlock and were victorious 7-4. Souls de Sonora themselves are 2-1 in their last 3 matches. And Jose, they are eager for victory here tonight in Toyota Arena.
Yeah, eager for victory, but so are the Ontario Fury. Back-to-back wins, 2-game winning streak after losing 5-0, like you mentioned, and somehow, some way, somehow in the mix of the playoff picture. But Souls de Sonora, like you mentioned, coming off a win last night against Turlock. Let's see if that plays into effect in terms of the physical condition they're in. You know, back-to-back games is never easy, especially traveling on the road, but we'll see how this game turns out for the Soles, but hopefully for the Fury, it goes for a victory for them to move on 5-7.
There was a 24.2-second moment of silence inside Toyota Arena after both respective national anthems. They wanted to pay respects to the late, great Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, the Altobelli family, John, Carrie, and their daughter Alyssa, Christina Mauser, Sarah Chester, and their daughter Peyton Chester, and the pilot Ara Zabanya. All died obviously just a few days ago. Not only Southern California shaken up, the whole globe really, Jose, felt the impact of one Kobe Bryant, and they'll do their best tonight here to represent that Mamba mentality. They'll need it to be victorious here tonight, no doubt. So after those 5 losses that Ontario Fury stumbled upon in that really difficult portion of their schedule, you better believe the month of February is not getting any easier for this Ontario Fury team. They started off well by finishing up January with consecutive victories, and then here tonight they want to continue that with a 3-game winning streak. A little bit different look for the home team tonight with the Casa Colina white kits representing Starting players tonight on the pitch for the Ontario Fury: Nestor Hernandez, Mike Conde Abreu, Justin Stinson. The captains, Easy Cisse and Chris Toth, along with veteran defender Evan McNeely. Healthy scratches for the home team: Clayson De Lima, Edson Cardona, Stephen Flora, Jermaine Jones, Andy Reyes, Jiho Lee, and Joseph Kyrell. Head coach for the home team is Jimmy Nordberg. Assistant coaches LeBaron Holloman and Troy McCarroll. Equipment manager Kevin Kern, and the athletic trainer in her first season, Jennifer Hawk. Tonight's officials: senior referee Ryan Gillich, referee Lauren Barnett, assistant referee William Hoffman, and the fourth official, Joseph Salinas. Boy, this Solis de Sonora team is locked and loaded with talent, Jose. One important player on the opposing team is Gustavo Rosales with 19 points on the season. Head coach Jimmy Nordberg says no doubt about it, they want to shut him down as much as possible tonight. They're led by head coach Walter Plasacios and assistant coaches Yair Campas and Jose Luis Trevino. Early action here is Mike Conde Abreu, and one player that we did mention in the pregame, Jose, is Thiago Concalves.
Oh, yeah.
Who has re-signed with the Ontario Fury, was in Brazil this portion of the regular season and of obviously the off-season. But he's a veteran of the MASL. He did come back in a very similar role last year, along with Victor Quiros and Anibal Echeverria. Thiago Concalves also joined this Ontario Fury team. And what a spark he provided along with those other two right in the middle of their season, much needed for them.
Yeah, huge pickup for the Ontario Fury because he brings experience to the table, not only for the Ontario Fury as an ex-player, but also international experience playing with Brazil in the World Mini Football World Cup as well. So huge pickup for the Ontario Fury. Want to get an idea of what he brings to the table. Great defender. He could implement himself in the offense. So hopefully we'll see a couple minutes and to see exactly what we're talking about.
Frank Tayu on the pitch for the first time and causing havoc already. 30 points on the season for the King, 25 by way of hitting the back of the net, 5 with the helpers on the season. Charlie Gonzalez, Justin Stinson, also in double digits for the Ontario Fury. So what's at stake here tonight is the 4th position in the playoffs. Currently, Sonora in the 3rd spot. Rounding out that 4th spot is the Tacoma Stars, who it always seems season over season. And Sonora now in their attacking 3rd. Quality shot attempt just off the mark there. Sliding attempt, make contact with the ball, but a late whistle there on the rookie Jesus Pacheco. But it always seems like, right, Tacoma and Ontario jockeying for a playoff position, and it's no same and no different so far this year. As a free kick awarded to the visitors, that is Efren Martinez sending over the ball for Sonora. Elects to pass to the far side. Intercepted there from Charlie Gonzalez. Hughes back on the team as well. Did make his appearance just a few weeks ago. Toth into the hands. Easy save in the end for the veteran and 2-time MASL goalkeeper of the year. Now Johnny Topete to the far side. Sonora, boy, Turlock Cal Express up 1-0 into the second quarter, and then it was boom, boom, boom. 3 unanswered goals from Solis. They never looked back, and they were victorious last night, 7-4.
It just shows you the power that the Solis de Sonora team have, and a team that could go ahead and just, like you said, get things going in a heartbeat. So the Fury should definitely be careful and get control of the first half in the first quarter and create opportunities like that. And they should be in a good position here.
Well, I was going to say, let's give Concalves a minute or two to get his legs under him. And with that shot attempt, the quality and the power and pace on that attempt, as you see on the replay here, just whistles by. And Concalves with his first action here of the season. Charlie Gonzalez pressuring to the far side. And it is Corrales for Sonora. Avenado in the mix, and now it is the King. Frank Tayu trying to tee up his right foot. That is deflected. It'll sail up and out of bounds for a corner kick. The first for the home team Ontario Fury tonight.
And the King playing his former team as well here in Solis de Sonora. So saw both Tayus give a couple hellos to former teammates earlier in the game.
Quick restart there, and that did not work out for Stinson and Gonzalez. And now Sonora on the break to the far side. 1v1 against Maicon. Wins that battle momentarily. Settling down. Toth off of his back line. McNeely will clear the defensive third. But Tayu with a bad touch there. Solis trying to capitalize in their attacking half. Steers it to the near side, and there you go. The Solis de Sonora strike first, and it's 1-0 Sonora.
Yeah, the original defensive sequence that we saw before, Michael De Abreu did a great job as he was tracking, and stepped up right at a great time to go ahead and get a deflection. Unfortunately for the Fury, the clearance wasn't there for them. The defense wasn't there, and just like that, the Solis de Sonora on top here, 1-0.
Well, Cañez is the goal scorer for the Solis de Sonora club. Enrique Cañez scores his 22nd goal on the season. So he's right in there in tops and league leaders. Frank Tayu leading the MASL with 25. And Tayu now, backheel attempt to Stinson, intercepted there from Sonora.
Good weight in the back by Uzi.
Uzi Tayu, man. Got here early inside the arena, obviously. Who do I see on the field warming up early? Tayu, both Tayu brothers, Stinson, and a couple others. They were locked in, ready to go. After warm-ups were done with the team, who's left on the pitch and still trying to get in touches. I mean, some of these players own their craft in many different ways, whether it's an early warm-up or not. But it just shows a different type of breed for certain players. And an early warm-up isn't for everybody. For myself, I needed every single second before our match. So Concalves now for Ontario. Looks over his options, and a deep ball sent in for Frank Tayu. Tried to get it right down the middle of the pitch to Stinson, but here we are on the breakout for Sonora. Streaking down the near side is Murillo. In the end, it's a pass to Chris Toth. Holloman's going to have to get it out of harm's way, and Toth does so. Frank Tayu tripped up at midfield, finally gets the whistle there, and a foul on number 23, Javier Dorame.
Yeah, Dorame is not happy with that call at all, but I mean, they're both battling for it there. He gets the bad part of it. It's a 50-50, go either way, so official win the Ontario Fury way. Hopefully, we won't see as much as that, and the official lets him play, but with Frank Tayu on top, man, he's a headache for a defender just because of the body, what he could do in turns, and just the power that he provides on top.
Concalves to the near side. And that's intercepted there from Sonora. Now to the near side. Touch there.
Thank you very much.
Incidental contact as Leyva was the player trying to get that ball from his teammate. Charlie Gonzalez 1v2 to the far side. Tayu on the turn, and that sails wide. Concalves will have at it, and that's deflected. And a foul there from Tiago. Welcome back to the MASL, he says, and gets a foul call there. Restart to the near side for Sonora.
The Concalves went with everything there against Leyva. Gets the bad part. Official obviously gets the whistle there. It's an obvious foul, but great to see back Concalves and what he could provide for the Fury. We've seen it right there. He's a defender, but he could also be a threat in the offensive part of the thing. So great to see Concalves back in, and more importantly, hopefully we can see him involved in the offensive threat because he's going to be here for the Fury.
So restart right at the arc.
He's so dangerous here in dead ball restart, so big play here for Ontario.
Gonzalez over the ball. Steers it to Stinson. Maicon de Abreu just stuck his head out there, literally, for any deflection, and it was just hairs away from his forehead. No goal yet for the home team. You see on the replay here, Stinson will thread the needle to that far post, and De Abreu.
You said it, just hairs away. All he needed was the comb, and it would have been in the back. Here come the Fury.
De Abreu now to Tayu. Boy, from up here, it looked like they had a shot for that upper 90, but sailing up and out of bounds off of the right foot of Taiyu, and the restart coming for the visiting Soles de Sonora.
Yeah, fell to Tairu's preferred foot. Got just a little bit too under, but the Soles de Sonora's defense should be on their toes because that was just the amount of space that Tairu needed to get a shot of. So if he keeps on going that, he's going to have a goals galore tonight, hopefully, for Ontario.
You're watching Ontario Fury Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. Jeff Hughes looks like he's playing up top tonight. Jose, didn't get any word from the coaching staff on where they would like to implement the veteran. Generally a defender. And now Sonora in their attacking half yet again.
What Jeff provides to the team is just utility kind of player. He could play on top, he could play defensive. So anywhere that he gets plugged in, he shows that he could be effective. So hopefully here for Ontario, we see him be effective on top, but we see him now shifting back to the defensive side. So we'll see what kind of player he turns out tonight. Foul called here against the Soles as Israel Cisse falls to the ground. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. So far, all Soles.
Well, Cisse was just simply shoved off of that ball.
Oof, what a turn.
And now Charlie Gonzalez to Taiyu. To Uzi Taiyu to the near side in Concalves. Taiyu trying to generate some shooting lane. Ineffective so far.
Great 1-2 touch.
To the far side, Charlie Gonzalez trying to lob it over to the near side. Settle it down, Maicon, have a shot, and there it is. Well, you could see him really winding up for that shot opportunity. Had all the power there, no pace. And it's the first timeout of the night here at Toyota Arena. 1-0 score for the visitors, Soles de Sonora Club. And we'll after this live action right inside Toyota Arena, you're watching on MASL TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Cord, transforming lives and communities, by Casa Clina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Of the field after a deflection off of a shot opportunity from Ontario. Stinson and Gonzalez over the ball. Gonzalez tried to get it right down the middle to Maicon de Abreu. A header off the king. Frank Taiyu is easily handled from the goalkeeper of Sonora. MASL Primetime is a new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bastiuvansky hosts the 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode. 6:02 remaining in the opening quarter of play from Toyota Arena. Jose, what have you seen so far from Soles de Sonora that Ontario's really kind of having difficulty with?
Yeah, the way they're playing defense, the stature that they're playing. They're not allowing the Ontario Fury to get comfortable out there. As soon as the player from the Ontario Fury has the ball on their feet, there's already a shadow player there from the Soles de Sonora, not letting them be comfortable, as you see here right away from the defensive stance from the Soles. So the Fury are not allowed to bait that defense, but all it takes is just one opportunity, one chance. So hopefully for Ontario, we'll see it sooner rather than later.
Tayu to Topete, intended for Topete, and now Sonora could counter, but swarm there defensively from Ontario. It is Martinez, and Corrales was the man who nearly got that. Rosales now, what a save from Toth! They got to clear the zone defensively, and they do. Save of the year from Chris Toth.
Absolutely.
Frank Tayu now on the counter for Ontario. 1v3. That is deflected and settled down from the Ontario goalkeeper in Toth. Boy, that was a bang-bang play off of the foot of Rosales, who sent it right down the middle of the pitch. Held up there for a split second. Stinson will ultimately get called for the foul.
Boy, what a save by Chris Toth. That's the difference between 2-0 and one right away, but you said it, partner. Save of the year for Chris Toth. We haven't seen reflections from that so far throughout the year, but if there's a time to do it, it's a big game like this one tonight, and so far, it's great crowd coming in here in Toyota Arena as well, so fans are anticipated. They know what's at stake here, so amazing save by Chris Toth.
I legit thought it was 2-0 before that shot was even off. So well done from the veteran goalkeeper in Toth. Sonora trying to draw blood again here for the second time in the opening quarter. Deep ball sent in off of the head defensively from Concalves, but that will still sail above the yellow line. Sonora pleading for a defensive clearance. They will not get it.
Oof.
Deflected there off of the foot of Hughes. Scissor kick attempt. Just gets the top of the plexiglass on the bottom. Considered up and out of bounds. Restart for the Fury.
Let's get the latest news on the MSL and your favorite teams. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. What's your Twitter, Mr. Tabajay?
Oh, that's simple. At Brian Tabajay. There's nothing unique about that handle.
There you go. At Brian Tabajay. Follow me at Jose Duran Sports for all the insights for the Ontario Fury.
And, of course, at Ontario Fury all across social media. As Mike Conde Abreu at midfield. And now Concalves. Pair of Brazilians matching up against Sonora. Off the foot of, one of the defenders from Sonora. Concalves says, come on, ref, I'm trying to restart here.
Trying to do a quick start.
Evan McNeely now for Ontario.
You'd love to see that from Concalves from the get-go. As soon as you saw the ball touch his feet right away, he's leading his players, telling them what to go, directing them what to do. So great leader on top, and so far hasn't missed a beat from the time he's been off.
That was one heck of a clearance.
Thought Super Bowl was tomorrow. It's good.
Murillo. Yeah, I don't know who I got in that Super Bowl. I'm LA biased, so you already know where my vote is.
There you go.
We'll see if the Chiefs pull it off. Knowing my luck, Jose, the team that I actually always want to prevail, right? You know something about that in Tacoma last week.
Oh, man, yeah. You definitely let me hear about that after the game, but I thought they had it. I thought they were there, but Tacoma had it in them to take the undefeated Monterey Flash from top of the rail.
And Chris Toth did his juggling act around one Sonora defender there to get out of their defensive third. Now CCA trying to work a 1-2 with Charlie. Pacheco, McNeely, left foot off the boards. Not the carom that Frank Tayu wanted. But Charlie Gonzalez, no real pressure here from Sonora with 2:15. Still a goalless first quarter for the home team Ontario Fury here on Casa Colina night inside Toyota Arena.
2 minutes left here in the first quarter, and I know it's still early, but Still no sense of urgency from the Fury in terms of wanting to get a goal back, but we'll see here with Frank.
Taiyu unable to really maintain possession for a real threat in their offensive third. Cisse on the restart here from Toth. Switch of the field to Topete and now Hughes. 1v1. Alex tried to get it to either Gonzalez or Taiyu. That ball ends up ultimately all the way back to his goalkeeper in Toth.
Yeah, the sequence there for Hughes, exactly what you see from a player that's just joining his new teammates. Wasn't on the same page with Frank Taiyu. He thought he was going to check in, got the boards there, but unfortunately for the Fury, they weren't on the same page. But so far, with a minute left, I like to see from the Fury in the last couple of minutes in terms of being on top of the ball, being on top of the Soles, but need more shots here, Brian.
A little 1-2 from Stinson. Nearly got the finished product there. Tripped up in the end. No foul call, and it's a 3-on-2 if they hurry. That's broken up from Uzi Taiyu. If there's a good foul, that would be it.
Yeah,
because of Gustavo Rosales, who continues to be the engine for the Solas de Sonora club. Rosales, the veteran, 8 goals, 11 assists so far in this campaign. But with 52.7 seconds remaining, foul there along the near side, and Sonora to restart.
Yeah, good foul from the Ontario Fury, but so far the Solas de Sonora been on the closer side of making things 2-0 instead of the Ontario Fury tying things up. So we want to see a Fury with more eagerness and tenacity in the second quarter.
You know, I really would say, possession-wise, it's about 50-50. Just Sonora capitalizing as Concalves and Espinoza get tied up. Espinoza is up and okay. Referee says, just watch yourself there, Thiago.
Yeah, he's just has his hands a little bit too wide, does Thiago. He's playing, trying to get the ball, but because of those hands being too wide, he goes straight to the boards. Fortunate for him, no cards.
That is not a mistype on the Rochester St. Louis score.
Wow.
16-8. Mesquite down against Florida in the third, 4-1.
Yeah, Florida Tropics just flying through there at 10-1 and going possibly being an 11-1. So here in the Western Conference, we're seeing Monterey Flash and talking about that, but Florida Tropics is going, hey, I'm over here at 10-1.
And the Outlaws are, they were in the playoff position representing the West just a few weeks ago. They are fighting for that 4th spot as well. After 1 quarter of play inside Toyota Arena, it is a 1-0 lead for the visiting Soles de Sonora.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Cord, transforming lives and communities, by Cosequina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
It's been 15 minutes of play, and so far, the Solis de Sonora club
Today's game is brought to you by
still in the
Ontario
lead at 1-0.
International
The goal
Airport,
scored
by
from
Ford.
Cañas, assisted from Rosales. And so far, Jose, it's been really 50-50 possession, but Ontario not capitalizing in that opening quarter so far. As you see the replay here, and the goal scored from Sonora. Sonora coming off of their victory up in Turlock just last night.
Oof, that should have been 2-0 in that one. Chris Toth, my man. Wow.
It was such a bang play, right? Like, that happened so quick and so fast, but this is a sport of the MASL. Often, you don't even see the ball going into the net if you're unlucky there.
Yeah, you don't see the ball go in the back of the net, but as a player in the offensive part of there, when the goal was wide open, you know, you think it's so easy to go ahead and just do the simple tap in, like we've done that a million times. Like it's a simple motion to go ahead and do, but you get stuck in a repetitive motion that you do that and you miss the goal wide open. But Chris Toth on top of it, so all credit goes to him.
To start the second quarter, Tayu, Cisse, De Abreu, Gonzalez, and McNeely, along with Toth, as they work from left to right on your screen. In the fourth quarter, St. Louis all over Rochester, 16-8. We are one of 3 matches here tonight across the MASL. The Tropics lead the Outlaws 4-1. The Tropics, like you said, Jose, just 1 loss on the season, doing big things on the Eastern Conference, and you can never count out the defending champs, Milwaukee, doing things in the East as well, led by Ian Bennett. That seems to be a machine that just continues to run season after season. Ontario trying to get the first goal on the night. Cisse tried to curl that in, and man, the pace was there. And if you thought De Abreu's attempt at a goal was close, that was even closer, off of the post and out. Score remains 1-0.
He took just that shot. They didn't even have to pick his head up and see where he was shooting at. Just naturally know exactly where he was. And great shot by Cisse. Unfortunately for him, does not go in, but love to see that. 1 minute in, so far, Fury already getting a shot on goal.
The youngster Pacheco finds his first touch on the night. Rookie out of Southern California, Uzi Tayu, along the near side to his brother. And it is a foul, right? That is a 50-50 challenge. It was Jose Antonio Cruz Armenta in there against Frank Tayu.
Everyone does exactly what they have to do. The defender slides it perfectly. Frank Tayu's natural motion is to kick the ball, takes the defender there. So it's just one of those, if you're the defender, you're going to take the worst part of it. If you're the offensive player, you're upset that it's called against you, but obviously gets the part of the player's feet there.
Just one of those stingers. If you're familiar with the sport of soccer, that does not feel good. You get cleated no matter where it is, on the foot, ankle, leg, shin. Just one of those unfortunate pieces of contact there from Frank Tayu. Fans, outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MSL is to tune into Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. So the player jogging off of the pitch in Armenta. Good sign for Sonora.
You got some of that magical spray that makes you go ahead and get up and jog it off real quick, you know?
For me, it was just getting my ankles tighter, or taped tighter.
Well, let's go.
So the restart now for Sonora. Guzman, who's 3-2 on the season, a 6.51 goals against average. Rubalcaba not in net tonight. Deep ball sent in from Guzman. Overlapping run, elects to hold possession, and now at midfield it is Rosales. I have a feeling I'm going to say his name about 200 times tonight.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
Unfortunate touch there in their attacking third, and a restart coming to the home team along the near side. Topete. Intended for Hernandez. He earns that ball.
Great turn.
On the turn there. Tripped up momentarily. No foul call. Now the back heel off of the boards, perfectly placed to Martinez. Now switch of the field for Sonora. To the far side, 1v1 against Topete. That is Doram. Doram dancing around, looking for help. Stinson trying to pinch in defensively. Forces the ball all the way back. So the quality attempt so far for the home team, Ontario Fury, off of the foot of Cisse. Sonora pressing yet again. Broken up from Nestor Hernandez and company. Stinson letting the ball settle.
Ooh.
Hernandez with the fortunate touch, but the goalkeeper playing off of their back line, and Guzman.
Clock just ticking.
Martinez dances around Topete, gets tripped up. A late whistle there. It looked like it was all ball, and then after contact, we see on the replay.
He's going down, and then he stretches for that leg. Smart for Efrain Martinez, but I mean, he's going down there, stretches out his leg, gets contact. He actually gets called the call against, but official right on top of that one.
Well, at least they called for embellishment there as Tayu off of the head intended for Stinson. The pace wasn't completely there, and the goalkeeper read that perfectly. Uzi Tayu defensively earns the ball back to Stinson. Tees it up with his left foot. A sliding attempt is successful for Stinson, and it's a 1-1 game here in the second quarter.
What a goal by Justin Stinson, but just that 1-2 touch between his feet to create that space for himself and get a clear shot on goal. And we mentioned, Brian, that the Fury weren't doing enough to get themselves going offensive, but all you need is just that one opportunity, and number 10 creates his own right there and puts it in the back of the net.
Let's see if they give the assist to Uzi Tayu. That would be his 4th on the year, but I know for sure it is the 11th goal from Justin Stinson, and it's all tied here in the second quarter.
Yeah, the second leader in goals here for the Ontario Fury this season, Justin Stinson. Wanted to see him get going, and that celebration, the emotion, that jump, that grit, that fire that he shows what it means to him. And if he could get going, it's just a matter of time for the Ontario Fury to go ahead and get going as well.
Well, last home game, it was Charlie Gonzalez. I believe he had 4 points on the night, a trio of assists and a goal himself after that victory against Turlock. Hernandez off of the head, unfortunately out of bounds. To the far side, Sonora will restart.
Now you mentioned it, last game it was Charlie Gonzalez. So far tonight, Justin Stinson. This Fury, we've been talking it throughout the season, the broadcast. They're loaded with talent on this roster, so it's a matter of time for them to get going. 2 games in a row, hopefully get out of here. It'll be 3, and then we're talking.
Well, they win here tonight. They'll earn the 4th playoff position. But dancing around Sonora in the end, it's a breakdown as Toth and company ultimately could not stop that shot off of the foot of number 99 and Christian Espinoza, and it's 2-1 Sonora.
Just a couple of minutes ago, the Fury were on that end. They got a lucky bounce, somehow got a clear shot on goal, and they got the ball to hit the net. And this time, here's the Solos de Sonora doing exactly that. They don't even know how that goal got in the back of Chris Toth's net, but they don't care how exactly that happened. It's 11 minutes left here in the second quarter, I should say, and it's 2-1 Solos de Sonora.
So it's been Cañez and Espinoza for Sonora. Cañez with his 22nd on the year. And the 3rd for Espinoza. Stinson, like I did mention, with his 11th goal of the year. And very quickly, it's 2-1 Sonora. Off of the boards to the far side, intended for Gonzalez, intercepted from Sonora. And they'll work along the far side against the captain, Izzy Cisse. Tied up there. The ball squirts loose. Long distance shot attempt sails wide. $10:15 remaining here in the first half. Deep ball sent in. Defended there from Topete. That was kind of an off-balance shot there. Maybe he was timing the volley a little too early off of the foot of Martinez. Nonetheless, Sonora maintaining possession in their attacking half. And it is Rosales.
Yeah, Fray Martinez with a awkward-looking shot, but, here in Major Arena Soccer, no shot is an awkward-looking shot as long as it gets somehow on target or against the boards. The boards play here, too. A lot of times I say that. The boards play as a player, so if you want to do the give and go, or as a matter of fact, if you know that you don't have an angle to get the ball on target, use the boards. The boards are always going to go ahead and ricochet back to an offensive player most of the times, if not the defensive player, but it's an opportunity that's there for you if you're an offensive player.
Beautifully timed slide tackling opportunity for Topete. Read that perfectly, as you see on the replay right here.
Yeah.
And now Gonzalez on the near side to Pacheco. All the way back to Chris Toth. The Fury's February schedule gets a little bit more challenging in the weeks ahead. The Mesquite Outlaws will visit Toyota Arena. Then they'll go up to Turlock, play host in back-to-back games with San Diego and Dallas, and then take a road trip for 3 matches against St. Louis, Kansas City, and then finishing in Turlock. So a very, very busy, loaded February schedule for Ontario. And if they want to keep playoff hopes alive, it all depends on how Tacoma plays, how they match up and win against Turlock as well. They only have one more game against Tacoma. So far, it's 2-1 Ontario in that season series.
A huge game against Tacoma coming up, but big loss against them for them last night against the Harrisburg Heat. Down 6-1, somehow found themselves back in the mix of things. Scored 3 goals in the last 3 minutes to make it interesting. Fall 11-10. Time ran out for Tacoma, but unfortunately enough for the Fury, time ran out for them there. But great matches every time they play against Tacoma. But first things first, it's Solis de Sonora.
And if you are a fan of the MASL, that's what it's all about in a game like that happened last night.
Yeah.
But yes, Jose, to touch on the Western Conference and that play last night, that absolutely is beneficial for this home team Ontario Fury. Now Stinson laid off to Concalves. Concalves all the way back to their goalkeeper, Toe.
Yeah, Nestor Hernandez was flying down there, pleading for Justin Tissett to return the ball. He would have seen him. There would have been an opportunity for the Fury there. Opportunity missed for Ontario.
Almost took the odd deflection and into that goal, but Sonora, thankfully, the ball rolls across the face of the goal, and no real harm or danger in the end for Sonora. Christian Alvarado on the pitch for the first time tonight. What a spark he's been defensively. Another local talent product out of Southern California.
Yeah, ready with a goal and an assist here in the game, in the season.
Taiyu finds Alvarado. Right down the middle of the pitch, sends it into Gonzalez. Charlie losing possession there. No real option in the end for Gonzalez. Tries to generate something here along the near side. That caroms and in favor of Sonora. And they'll restart here.
Yeah, we've been mentioning it. Time's ticking, clock's going. 6 minutes left here in the second quarter, and Ontario Fury not able to create or generate, I should say, anything going for them offensive in terms of even a single shot. So a lot of touches, but no clear opportunities here for the boys from the Empire.
Sonora trying to keep the winning alive. 2 victories in their last 3 matches after a loss to the Baltimore Blast. They've rallied off 2 consecutive against the Outlaws and the Cal Express. Looking for a third here against Ontario. McNeely plucks out Frank Tayu. On the run. Left-footed shot attempt was defended well. Sweet setup for Cisse.
Oh, he
Just
had
too high. He had Mike on, right?
Yeah, he had Justin. Was that Mike on? Yeah, you said it. Mike on wide open if he wanted him. A little selfish from Israel.
Rosales now nearly snuck that one off of the back of Toth. And now Cisse trying to clear the ball defensively. That one stays high. Cisse trying to collect and just get possession here. Foul on Rosales. Restart coming for Ontario. But I think Cisse elected on the right attempt there, Jose. After that pass from Tayu was right down the middle of the pitch, he lined it up perfectly, just a little too high off the foot of the captain. Gonzalez now settles near midfield, steers it to De Abreu. 1v1, generates some shooting room. Tayu there, Stinson to the far side now.
This is the lineup that Fury wants out there. Great power on top and defensive as well. McNeely provides on the offensive side, but a lot of movement between Mike Cohen and Justin. Creates a havoc.
De Abreu now, play to the whistle. That goes Ontario's way. Referees are then a discuss.
And not happy as far as the Sonora players, but I'm not sure if they're calling the foul or the handball. We'll take a look here.
Looks like they're setting up for Ontario possession. Unintentional handball, but Stinson did get tripped up.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see if they called that instead of the handball.
Gonzalez and Tayu over the ball now. McNeely to the near side. Stinson and De Abreu up top for Ontario. Gonzalez will leave it for Tayu. Tayu shots deflected. And boy, if Maicon was able to get to that ball, it would have been a 2-2 game. Gonzalez now on the retrieval for Ontario. Gets the ball back defensively. Toth saves the ball from crossing the line. Gonzalez and Rosales racing to that ball. And Toth with the fingertip save off of the gloves. And the score remains 2-1 with 3:45 remaining. Now Pacheco to the near side, inches away from tying the game up.
Great comeback from Charlie Gonzalez on the defensive side. We obviously know that he's an offensive player, midfielder, not known for his defensive tactics, but what he does there, hustling back, poking the ball out, being a headache for the offensive player, has the Ontario Fury still within one.
3:15 remaining here in the first half. A 2-1 game for Sonora. Topete shaken up. He's going to take a seat. He's on the ground. He's hurt. He cannot get up. Play continues here for Sonora.
There's a counterattack.
In the end, I mean, you're going 1v1 there. Cañez pulling the jersey of Stinson. And finally, an official timeout. It's always tricky if someone gets injured and nothing is called right away, but Sonora utilizing that favor, continuing to play on, but a whistle was finally called.
It's a good one tonight here in Toyota Arena. What a save from the line from Chris Toth. And he gets a little love tap from the back part of it.
We'll be back in the second quarter of play from Toyota Arena. A 2-1 lead for the visitors.
towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Corps, transforming lives and communities, by Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
MASL Primetime is the new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bastuvansky hosts a 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch each and every episode. Hughes will collect with 2:45 remaining in the first half. A little bit better from Ontario this quarter, but still really not enough to get past a team like the Sonora or the Soles de Sonora. And a turnover there from Frank Tayu.
Yeah, not enough. So these next 2 minutes and 25 seconds, huge for both teams, for the Soles de Sonora to get and maintain this lead, and for the Ontario Fury to get one back.
Just as you say that, partner.
Wow.
Manuel Aragon gets his 10th goal of the year, and it looks like Concalves is on the pitch shaken up. Toth and Concalves.
Yeah, unfortunate
so maybe
crash.
Some contact there.
Looks like he's okay on his feet now, but what a goal, like you mentioned, from Manuel Aragon. Just cuts in between. Not sure exactly if he was intending to get a shot off, but that cut and that touch just enough to get the ball in the back of the net. Bang, bang. Like I said, like I mentioned before, the boards play as well. You know you're not going to get a clear shot, but as long as the board's there, and he just pokes that in, does the Soles de Sonora player. Great shot there by Aragon, and makes it 3-1.
So good positive sign for Ontario with Toth up on his feet after being shaken up. Uzi Tayu settling the ball down there. Deep ball intended for Hernandez. Guzman will settle things down for Sonora.
Great reception by Macon. 1-2 touch.
Hernandez to the far side. 1v2. And Sonora is really just getting back defensively. 5 players behind that ball. No attacks, clear-cut attacks. As Stinson now tees it up just wide. Stinson again. Uzi Tayu always rising off of that right foot. But Stinson, as I say it, literally seconds after I talk about no clear-cut opportunity, Stinson goes right around Rosales, and boy, that banged off of the plexiglass as loud as ever inside Toyota Arena. Stinson trying to get the second goal for Ontario, and his second on the night.
Yeah, what a strike from Stinson. Trying to get his second of the night, but I think just trying to get anything going for Ontario.
Yeah.
You know, here in the second quarter, haven't seen so much of that. It's just one goal from the Fury tonight. Gonna need more.
Solis trying to catch Toth off of his back line. Stinson now, 1 minute exactly remaining in this half. Topete across midfield. Will lay it off to Alvarado. He was trying to get like a shot pass to Tayu, and that in the end did not work out for Alvarado. And now Topete trying to get the ball back. Rosales gets tripped up from Alvarado. 40.3 seconds remain. Go ahead, Jose.
I go straight to the ground. Alvarado, referee, right away blows the whistle. A little extra theatrics there, but contact nonetheless, and it's Soles de Sonora. 34 seconds left.
They got to keep the score at 3-1, Jose, or score themselves. Don't give any additional momentum to the visitors. That ball up and out of bounds. The clock stops at 23.9. I really would have tripped out if it stopped at 24.2.
Yeah, almost. Almost. Wouldn't be surprised.
Jeff Hughes after the restart from Chris Toth. Stinson lets loose. That's deflected. 10 seconds remaining. Now Cisse to the far side. Trying to generate something. A shot deflected. As that ball sails up and right to midfield. The clock hits zeros, and after 2 quarters of play, it is a 3-1 Sonora lead. Goal scorers for the visitors. It is Cañez with his 22nd goal on the year. Espinoza gets his 3rd, and Aragon gets his 10th. Goal scorers for the Ontario Fury. Justin Stinson gets his 11th, and Uzi Tayu tallies on another assist, his 4th of the year. Well, so far, fans, we've seen majority of the possession really going 50-50 after 2 quarters of play. Ontario not generating as much quality opportunities, giving up a goal in the opening handful of minutes here in the first quarter. But Stinson has been a bright spot, as you see his goal there, dancing around 2 defenders and finishing with his left foot. And then Sonora, after a scrum inside that box and right around it, they were successful to get their 3rd goal on the night. Jose will have an interview with head coach Jimmy Nordberg in just a minute. Scores across the MASL. St. Louis ambush all over the Lancers, 16-8. The Tropics 4-1 leading over the Outlaws. And then a halftime score here of 3-1. Fans, I want to encourage you to tune in to MASL Primetime. It is the new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bashuvensky hosts a 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode. And if you haven't caught it, episode 10 is out. Jose Duran on the pitch with head coach Jimmy Nordberg.
Coach, very down 3-1. Tell me some of the positives that you like for the team so far in the first half.
Well, I thought we've been good at putting the ball high on the field. I don't think we're clean with our passing, and we're making a lot of unforced errors, and our finishing is not good. So if we can clean that up, I think the second half will be a different game.
Absolutely. So you said it, cleaning up defensively will be the key. Other than that, what do you want to see for the second half for your team?
You know, we just need to clean it up a little bit. Our passing has got to be crisper, it's got to be cleaner. Our decision-making in the final third has got to be a little bit better to make an extra pass to find that tapping goal. And then ultimately, we got to be clinical in the final third to be able to finish goals. Thank you.
As head coach, Jimmy Nordberg of the Ontario Fury, got to clean up in the defensive side. So far, they haven't done so in the first half. Hopefully, we see that in the second half coming up for Ontario. That's it for me for the Ontario Fury. Ontario Fury count 3 goals to 1. We're back in the second half.
Thank you, Jose. The halftime score, Solis de Sonora 3, Ontario Fury 1. You're watching MASL TV. We'll be back after this halftime break. Inside Toyota Arena, a 3-1 lead for the 5-7 Solis de Sonora. As fans, if you have not tuned in to MASL Primetime is a new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bashuvensky hosts the 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure you catch every episode.
where Tacoma was looking to take down the Giants as they faced undefeated Monterrey. Interconference play is back. It was an East-West showdown as Baltimore and San Diego didn't play nice. And Alex Bradley of the Milwaukee Wave joins us to talk about his team's championship run last year and their continued excellence. It's all coming up next.
This is MASL Prime Time. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Alex Bastiavansky, and man, there were some crazy games in the league last week. In fact, we had a tough time trying to decide exactly which one to start with, but we got to go with Monterrey and Tacoma. Now, the Flash had been the dominant team in the MASL through 9 weeks of play. They boasted a pristine 13-0 record and were the final remaining unbeaten squad in the league. But unexpectedly, it was Tacoma, despite its subpar 4-7 record, that were the ones to finally take down the Flash. Highlights in this segment are brought to you by Mitre Soccer. Mitre is the official soccer ball of the MASL.
And the Stars knew they had a Herculean task on their hands here. Monterrey has just been so dominant this year. They were up 1-0, and then Edgar Flores rips it home to make it 2-0 after 15 minutes. Back came the Stars in the second. Nick Pereira to Vince McCluskey, and he pulls Tacoma to within one. With the score knotted at 2 apiece, Waltman bobbles the initial shot here. Flores, ever the opportunist, makes it 3-2. Up 4-2, Jorge Rios redirects it home at the side of the net. Monterrey was cruising. Second half, though, Tacoma would get one back, and then McCluskey pokes it past the keeper to make it 5-4. Just a $1.16 later, Alex Megson knots it up at 5 apiece. Are you kidding me? Fourth quarter, reigning MASL MVP Nick Pereira coming through as he usually does, gives the Stars their first lead of the game, and then
Pereira has drawn Aguilar out wide. Caceres stepping in on the left. Now for Ramos, has a go, it scores! Mike Ramos, his second of the night, and Tacoma leads by 2.
And that would prove to be the game winner as Tacoma upsets the previously unbeaten Flash. Nick Pereira, obviously a happy man after.
We needed a response. We knew that the home loss to Ontario wasn't good enough. And obviously I think the response tonight was unbelievable, so we got to keep the momentum going, stay high on the top of that wave and ride it.
Boy, Orlando is one squad that could really use a win. Just a single victory all season heading into this tilt. Tied 1-1 in the first. Dudica Carvalho gives the ambush back the lead. Jason Norsik makes the initial stop here, but Daniel Jackson gets the rebound to go. Tied 2-2 after 15 minutes they were. Second quarter, Orlando nabs its first lead of the game. Jeff Michaud tattooing the offering. Seawolves up 3-2 with the score 4-3. Eduardo Cruz deposits the perfect pass. 5-3, but St. Louis turned it up after that. Look at the passing. Tic-tac-toe. Carvalho grabs his second of the contest to tie it. Fourth quarter, Orlando leading 6-5. Watch the fake right there by Tony Walls as he lets it bounce past him to Anthony Grant. Sometimes doing nothing is the best move of all. And then leading 7-6, the man from Yorkshire, England, JT Thomas, tips it in on the doorstep. That proves to be the game winner. The ambush survive a scare and win 8-7. Okay, Ontario hosting the Turlock Express. Cal draw first blood. Adrian Polito squeezes it in short side. Passed by Chris Toth. The Fury hit back, though. Justin Stinson, talk about threading the needle. 2 sets of legs there to tie it up at 1 apiece. 4 seconds before the end of the quarter, Anibal Echeverria, sweet solo effort. He keeps going and going and finally smacks it past Toth. 2-1. Second quarter was all Fury, though. Malcolm de Abreu had 2 of the 3 goals. That one tied it at 2. They led 4-2 at the half. Fourth quarter now. Fury leading 5-4, and oops, Toth gives it away. Echeverria says thanks and ties it up, but that's when Frank Taillou, the legend, goes to work with just under 3 minutes remaining. Frankie tips it home on the doorstep, and that proves to be the game winner. Fury midfielder Charlie Gonzalez, boy, he loved the effort his squad showed against Turlock to get the win.
The difference is just a team difference. I feel like today we started off good, and then towards the middle we kind of dropped off a little bit, but just the intensity towards the end picked up from everyone. Okay,
let's take a look at the MASL points leaders through 10 weeks of play, and Leo the Legend still leading. Comfy lead there over Brian Aguilar, Enrique Cañas, Frank Taillou, Nick Pereira, and Ricardo Carvalho, all tied actually with 30 points apiece.
Game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Cord, transforming lives and communities, by Cosequina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
Hi, I'm Dr. Fantasia. This is United Chiropractic Health Center. We are a full-service chiropractic clinic including acupuncture, sports and therapeutic massage, non-surgical spinal decompression for the treatment of bulging discs without surgery, You can reach us at drfantasia.com. Call us. We're here to serve you.
at the half. It is a lead for the visiting Souls de Sonora, 3-1. The lone goal from the home team, Ontario Fury, was off of the left foot of Justin Stinson, his 11th of the year. And Uzi Tayu with the assist. Goal scorers for Sonora. We'll get those right back after head coach Walter Palacios with Jose Duran.
Avanzando a lo largo del torneo, hemos venido moviendo las fiestas, ajustando sobre todo, y ahorita pues hemos tenido un resultado favorable, pero todavía falta.
First and foremost, thanks for the space provided here, and thanks for Rogelio Cota for the project of Sol de Sonora. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from the team so far, but we still have a lot to get where we want to be. ¿Qué es lo que tiene que ser el Sol de Sonora para salir de hoy aquí con la victoria? What does Sol de Sonora have to do to get out of here with a win?
Solo primero tienen que mantener la calma, no bajar los brazos, seguir insistiendo. Somos un equipo muy poderoso, podemos sacar el partido adelante, pero siempre con responsabilidades y disciplina. Creo que con eso basta para salir victorioso el día de hoy.
And simple responsibility and discipline. We got to keep on going, we got to keep our matureness on the field, and with that, the Sol de Sonora should get out of here with a win. La mejor de la suerte en el segundo tiempo, coach. Best of luck in the second half.
Muchísimas gracias, un saludo para la familia y al colegio Cedi Alfaez. ¡Ánimo! Gracias.
Hey, folks, head coach Walter Palacios of Sol de Sonora. Plain and simple, keep our composure, keep it simple, and they should get out of here with a win. If you won so to the arena, it should be a good one in the second half.
Thanks, Jose. Head coach Walter Palacios spending some time with Jose down on the pitch. A halftime score of 3-1. Goal scorers for the visitors, Cañez, Espinoza, and Aragon. Stinson with the lone goal for the Ontario Fury in that first half, his 11th on the year. To start the second half for the Casa Colina home jerseys tonight, Stinson, Hernandez, Cisse, McNeely, De Abreu, and the veteran two-time MASL goalkeeper of the year, and Chris Toth. 4 shots in that first half. Not going to get it done, as the visitors tallied 14 of their own. So Ontario trying to get something going here. Let's see if something sparks early on in the third quarter. You're watching Ontario Fury Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. You can also get the latest all over social media. You can get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. Make sure you are following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. Stinson and De Abreu trying to generate something here, and that's broken up in the end from Sonora. Toth to his fellow captain in Cisse. 4 shots in the first half. I know head coach Jimmy Nordberg and the boys would like to tally absolutely more than that here in the second half. Uzi Tayo to the far side. Did mention back-to-back wins for the Ontario Fury in Tacoma and at home against Turlock Cal Express last week. Gonzalez on the break. It'll be 2-on-2 if they hurry. Tried to get it to Tayo. Well done from Sonora. Tayo now off the quick pass to him. Pacheco, Gonzalez, McNeely now with possession. Uzi Tayo to the far side. Then I get doubled up. Gets tripped up. Continues to play the ball. In the end, it was a dangerous play from Uzi Tayo. Delay a game. So drop ball here. And Tayo Frank earns the ball back for Ontario. Near side in Gonzalez. Hughes. Uzi Tayo. Gonzalez now, and you better believe Sonora is absolutely content with shelling back all 5 players behind that half and playing defense for Sonora. Deflected there, and Hughes will restart to Toth. Ontario meets the toughest part of their season schedule, starting here tonight to kick off February. They'll play host to Mesquite next Friday. Then they'll visit Turlock. Back here Monday the 17th on President's Day. That is a local kickoff time of 1:05. So an afternoon game there for all you MASL fans with a day off. And then they'll play host that Wednesday against Dallas. And then a trio of road games on the 21st, 23rd, and 28th. Visiting St. Louis, visiting Kansas City, and then finishing up that road trip up north in Turlock. After the whistle along the near side, they'll restart with 12:32 to go in the third quarter. Deep ball sent in. Alvarado playing defensively for Ontario. Tayu pinching back defensively as well. And Toth pinches that one up against the boards. De Abreu couldn't call this to the near side. It seems as if Ontario cannot wait for the perfect opportunity for shots. They can't really wait for those shooting lanes to develop. They'll have to create on their own and get past the defensive-minded Soles de Sonora with a 3-1 lead. And if they're protecting it this well, just giving up 4 shots in that first half, so I'd say it's working out. Now to the far side, and Stinson and Cisse. Centering pass is deflected there from Sonora. Concalves now to Pacheco. He wants to line up that left foot, and he does. That is deflected. And Jose, I know you had a few minutes down on the pitch at the half with the head coach.
Yeah.
Walter Palacios. What did he have to say?
He said that they just have to keep things simple. Keep things simple, and they get out of here with a win fair easy. He wanted to thank the space, and most importantly, he says that Soles de Sonora is a project. It's a great project that they have to be building on, and they have with the slow start they have throughout the season. So he says to keep things simple. Head coach Jimmy Norwick, on the other hand, he says he wants to see from his team just to clean up the things defensively. He likes so far what he liked from his team, but it's just a little mishaps and mistakes they've seen on the defensive side. So he says they cleaned up that, and they should be in a good shape.
Anything that Sonora head coach had to say defensively so far in that first half? They allowed only 4 shots to the home team, Ontario Fury. Anything on that end?
Yeah, he just said keep sharp, keep it sharp. He liked what he saw on the defensive end. He liked that they jumped with a 3-goal lead, so he knows that any lead for them here can evaporate.
Off of the restart, a set piece play to perfection. It's 3-2 Sonora after Charlie Gonzalez tallies yet another goal, his 7th on the year.
Charlie Gonzalez getting his 7th goal on the year, but just showing a masterful class of how to take a free kick with the right foot. The double ones, number 11, Juan Carlos Gonzalez, the all-time goal leader here for the Ontario Fury, gets that one for Ontario, and it's just a 1-goal lead now, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, I was just touching on what they have to do in order to generate something, and set piece plays work just as well. I mean, the shooting lanes have not been there for Ontario yet so far tonight. So set piece play, yes.
Huge.
And thank you very much. A 3-2 lead now for the visitors. Stinson to the far side, demanding that ball, goes against 2 defenders, dances around another, off of the post of the near side. Just so close to tying this game up, and that would have been a pair of goals in about 30 seconds. Stinson now to the near side again. Boy, that energy that he brings as soon as he possesses the ball, that's what they've been missing so far here tonight. Christian Alvarado tees it up. That ends up on the foot of Stinson. Topete lets loose, deflected sky high. And now Sonora and Ontario jockeying for possession here in the attacking third of Ontario. Topete lays it off to Maicon. De Abreu looks over his options. Alvarado will wait for Concalves. Hops onto the pitches, Thiago. His first game back into the MASL after some time off, officially re-signing with the team this last week. And now 9:05 remaining here in the third quarter. A 3-2 lead for the visitors. Back-to-back nights and matches for Sonora. A victory up north in Turlock last night, 7-4.
And they look great. They look hasn't affected them at all in terms of the physical play that they've been out here. They've been very physical with Ontario, but most importantly, they have a 3-2 lead. Still a lot of time here for the Fury to react, and they've done so well here coming off the second half of the start. So far the Ontario Fury got to go back. Something that we didn't see early on in the first half of the game, but it's been all Ontario here.
Now Taiyu pressuring there for the Fury. That's shielded off. And Hernandez trying to get the ball back. Ultimately, it's
bad call by the official.
Referees are signaling for Sonora, and here they go on the restart.
Yeah, it looked like it went off of a Sonora player, but none of the officials got a clear look at that. So, nonetheless, Sonora ball, but it goes right back to the Ontario Fury like it's been so far here in the first couple minutes of the second half.
And I'd like to see a little bit more pressure, not only from Stinson, but maybe other players with some energy. They can cause some havoc defensively for Sonora. They're so good on the power play. That goes up and out of bounds. But Ontario's so good on the power play. You're talking about 75% on the power play so far this year, and that would definitely get things going. Referees asking for a new ball.
The old switch here for the ball.
The Ontario Fury would like to thank Mitre USA for providing today's match balls. Mitre, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Mitre is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Mitre share a long-term vision, as Toth pokes that away. Ahead to Frank Taiyu. Taiyu now waiting for reinforcements, trying to generate something on his own. Lays it off to his brother.
Oof.
And unsuccessful is Ontario. Defensive clearance. As there's an official timeout. But the MASL and Mitre share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Mitre's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Mitre's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. More MASL action right here on MASL TV.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Cord, transforming lives and communities, by Casaclina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
7.5 remaining here in the third quarter. A 3-2 lead for Sonora. As the February schedule, 8 total games in the month of February. Obviously, including tonight, we got 7 more games, Jose, in the month of February. Play host to Mesquite next week at 7:05. And then that trio of road games to St. Louis, Kansas City, and finishing in Turlock. The odd game start And that whole cluster of games in February, a 1:05 local kickoff time, start on a Monday afternoon, President's Day, against you know who from down south. The San Diego Sockers will come up and visit Toyota Arena.
Always big games, but man, the Fury get out of here with a win. Huge win in terms of morale, schedule, everything. It'll be a great start for the Fury, who were once 2-7. They could improve to 5-7, 3-game winning streak, and it's still a lot of season to play.
Yeah, San Diego has yet to visit Toyota Arena. The 2 games that they have played, obviously 2 wins for San Diego down in Pechanga Arena, San Diego. The lone home game against San Diego is that President's Day, and they'll wrap up their regular season in San Diego on March 22nd. Oh, and by the way, after that February cluster of games, home and away, they play host to the defending champion Milwaukee Wave, Sunday, March 1st. Huge.
So Florida Tropics still up 5-3 against Mesquite. Huge game in terms of Western Conference play. Keep an eye on that one for the Mesquite. It'll be a big win for Florida Tropics, and I say big in terms of Ontario and scheduling and standings.
Yeah, Mesquite, their inaugural season after expansion of the MASL. Deep ball sent in for Topete. Tried to lay that off on the first touch to Frank Tayu.
Great ball by Alvarado. Saw everything seemed like it was lining up perfect, but better ball by Topete gets to Frank Tayu, and probably would have been 3-3.
Just under 6 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Stinson dancing around along the far side against Rosales. Hughes now will lay it off to Tayu. A 1-2 off of the boards to Concalves. Charlie Gonzalez looking to tee it up. He elects not to. Finds Tayu. Defended by 2 into the hands of Guzman. No shot attempt there from Tayu. And boy, the game plan to shut down the MASL league leader in goals is working out brilliantly from head coach Walter Palacios.
They're working out brilliantly, and they probably took little notes of what Cal Turlock expressed at the last game they played the Fury. Containing him, big plays from other players from the Ontario. So, gonna have to see the same here tonight from regular big players. We've seen it from Justin Stinson and Charlie Gonzalez. See if someone else could create some kind of spark, and hopefully his number 21. We've seen him come out in big plays, and I'm talking about Mr. Dance, Michael De Abreu.
Well, a little bit of frustration after Tayu didn't hit him on that overlapping run to the far side. Body language shows some frustration from Ontario, and why wouldn't you be if you're down 3-2 in the third quarter? On Casa Colina night here inside Toyota Arena, alongside Jose Duran, I'm Brian Tabajay. So you're watching live action right here on MASL TV. The league leader, Frank Tayu, lays it off to McNeely. Uzi Tayu on the break against 2 defenders, off of the boards. That ball still loose. Frank Tayu tripped up, no whistle there. De Abreu to the far side. He falls down and hits the turf. Long distance shot attempt. No real threat there. And after all is said and done, it's a Sonora player that's on the pitch. McNeely tried to get De Abreu to the far side. Sonora just trying to clear it out defensively. Uzi Tayu holding it into their attacking half, as does McNeely. Gonzalez had De Abreu for a split second there, and then in the end it's just a foul. Rosales off to the races to no avail. Ontario trying to get players on and off quickly, and Sonora with a quick restart. Barely got the players back on.
Fortunate, the Fury there. We've seen that a couple of times throughout the season where that switch there doesn't allow the Fury to get the numbers back defensively that they should and get caught sleeping, get a couple goals. But fortunate for them, they were able to go ahead and get a clearance and get out of there.
Stinson, the lone man, applying pressure to Guzman. Rosales at midfield. Hernandez defensively. And I just saw Jose DeBray Holloman not in his boots. So some sort of disruption on the injury side, potentially. It's just speculation as of now. But it doesn't look like Holloman will return. Stinson now across midfield, shoved in the back. Rosales, a careless foul there. Really careless foul. He's lucky there was no card because it was just a shove in the back for no reason after the ball was
There was no
really
play up
gone.
in front, too. Yeah.
Really gone out of harm's way.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he's arguing there. You saw the arm go on top of Stinson's neck almost. So, and like you said, really unnecessary in that part of the pitch. Just in terms of where the Fury were and Esther Hernandez weren't connecting with Justin Stinson, the play was dead there. So, unfortunate for that, but the Fury will take it.
2:40 remaining in the third quarter. Holding Sonora scoreless so far in the second half. On the attack off of the boards. Topete and Toth with a foot save there. On the deflection, again it's Toth off of his back line. It is Toth again.
Wow.
3 consecutive shots, all 3 quality opportunities. Hernandez muscles his way across midfield, generates a shot, a delayed penalty.
We'll see who's that for.
It should be on Sonora because Nestor Hernandez had possession and it was not whistled dead.
So they calling the tuggle in the pool.
We'll see after all is said and done.
Chris Toth, wow.
Referees, senior referee Ryan Gisich, Lauren Barnett, the referee, assistant referee William Hoffman, and Joseph Salinas, the 4th official, as they congregate near midfield. A blue card is out and being held as we await the official call. As you see on the replay here, foot save there from Toth.
This one.
Gets right back up, boom. And I believe that was Kenez, if I'm not mistaken, who also has a goal on tonight. He's their leader in goals scored, so he knows absolutely what to do in that instance. Referee still discussing near midfield. Ontario, overall record of 4-7, back-to-back wins. A big win when they visited Acesso Showware, 7-4. And then last week a victory over the Turlock Cal Express, 6-5. So far, all 5 players on the pitch will remain. No one headed to the penalty box.
See what they're arguing there, Mount Queen's like, what's going on? They pulled the card out. Now they're taking it back after further discussion, and exactly what Chris Toth wants to know. Here comes the captain.
So as we await what has been determined by the officials on the pitch, the score still remains 3 for Sonora and 2 for the home team, Ontario Fury. Ontario, it doesn't look like there's going to be any penalties, Jose.
Shocked.
Ontario well under their goals for average a game, a 5.7, held with just 2 tonight. And it's just a ball back to Sonora. There's no blue cards. Nobody's in the box.
And hands up from head coach Jimmy Nolberg in terms of what's going on, what's happening here.
Chris Toth partnering with the official to the near side as well.
So much uncertainty from the players, from the referees themselves, the coaches. Not exactly why they stopped that sequence, and it was a dead ball for about a couple minutes.
Cisse trying to capitalize with Tayu. Laying down, gets a shot attempt. Guzman with the save and a long distance throw to Kenez. Great first touch, oh my gosh. And a quality attempt that just sailed up over the glass. Excuse me, up over the net.
The shot from Frank, though, I think he had a little bit more time to go ahead and generate a better shot, but he's been shadowed by the Solos de Sonora defense every single time he touches the ball, so he thought he had someone right on top of them. He had a little second, but the Fury keep on knocking, and they keep on doing that. They should be in good shape here heading into the fourth quarter, but time's ticking.
Well, 4 shots in total for Ontario. Someone's got to pick this guy up right down the middle. But 4 shots in total in that first half for Ontario. Whistle there. Frank Tayu clears the defensive half, I believe, in some frustration.
Yeah, absolute frustration from Mike on just barely even does he on Christian Espinosa. But Espinosa, before he gets touched by Abreu, he knows exactly where Maicon is. So he's going to generate any type of foul. And that's exactly what teams like Solis de Sonora have. They can generate any type of thing going for them offensively, even if it's causing distress and causing a foul on that side of the field. That's going to get them an opportunity to get a shot on goal. They'll take it.
Stinson streaking down the far side, deflected, and it'll be a corner kick here for Ontario. 54.2 remaining in this third quarter of play.
Now the Fury are going to win this quarter, what it looks like with 54 seconds left, and I say win because they're up by 1. But so far from the Fury, this is where they're going to be more effective here with the dead balls.
It'll be to the far side of the pitch. Charlie Gonzalez over the ball for Ontario. Stinson, closest man to him.
Keep an eye on McNeely.
Tayu McNeely and De Abreu in the mix as well. Tayu lined it up with the left foot. He knew exactly what to do, and we are tied at 3.
That ball was intended to go to Mike De Abreu. Juan Charlie Gonzalez with a no-look touch to him, but that deflection from the defender somehow finds Frank Tayu, and we've been saying it throughout the game and the season. He needs just a little bit tiny of space in order for him to get a good shot off, and he gets exactly that space there. Not his preferred foot with his left, but the king could do it all, Brian, and it's 3-3. Here we go.
Frank Tayu with his 26th league-leading goal in the MASL. Another goal off of a restart, and just like you said, Jose, a set-piece play to finish with opportunity. It took them 7 seconds to find the net. And here we are, a tied game, 3-3, 47.8 remaining in the third. McNeely after the restart. Toth Hernandez. For a split second, boy, he had Charlie Gonzalez down
Right
the far
open,
side,
yeah.
streaking. Unfortunately, unable to place it to him. Deep ball sent in on the restart. 35 seconds remain. All 5 back defensively for Ontario. Hernandez disrupts there for just a split second. And now deep ball to the near side. Defended from Uzi. Gets his foot in there. Disrupts that play. Shoulder to shoulder up against the boards. And he's still playing
Here we go. That's a
after
foul, yeah.
the whistle.
15.6 seconds, but the card gets thrown out here. Uzi against the boards. Oh, yeah.
I mean, Uzi up in Tacoma a few weeks ago in a collision. Met the boards as well, and he was shaken up. And that's no play on the ball.
None.
Am I right? Or
None, yeah. Well, he knows he's going to get there late, too. And at that point, all you want to do is just disrupt the player. But you don't want to hurt the player, obviously. But Uzi taking some time to get up. Hopefully he's okay. But so far from the Ontario, winning the quarter, 2 goals, looking good. Better than what we had seen in the first half. But it's the next 14 minutes where the Ontario has recently struggled to go ahead and just close things out. And they could do it against this Solis de Sonora team. Be really impressive.
excuse me. Sanchez into the penalty box for a boarding penalty. 2-minute minor. So set piece play worked out to their third goal. Power play percentage for the Ontario Fury, 75%
Let's go.
on the power play. Sonora, 64% on the kill. Something has to give here. Charlie Gonzalez, De Abreu, Frank Tayu, Stinson, and McNeely on the power play for Ontario. 3 seconds now. 2.
Ooh.
A back heel attempt. I mean, if it was a clear path to the goal, quality opportunity. But they will have plenty of time to try and capitalize on the power play. We sit at 3 after 3 quarters of play. We'll be back inside Toyota Arena in just a minute.
I was made for
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Cord, transforming lives and communities, by Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Three quarters of play provide 6 goals so far between both teams. As you see Stinson getting his 11th of the year with that left foot. Beautiful dancing around 2 defenders there to make it a 2-1 game. And then Sonora gets a pair of unanswered goals, makes it 3-1 at the half. Shutout in the third quarter is Sonora with goals from Charlie Gonzalez, his 7th off a set piece play, and Frank Tayu off a set piece play as well. That's Charlie's goal right there. Beautiful placement, great technique. Keeper had 0 chance. And then you see Tayu. Boom, thank you very much. No Sonora player close to him defensively. And man, Jose, that was legit the first time no Sonora player was up on his heels. And what does he do? He finishes the ball.
Yeah, and he just a bit of space, but like you mentioned, they've been shadowing him every single time the ball touches his feet. There's a Sonora player right on top of them, and he's just standing there for that one and just puts it in the back of the net. It's 3-3. Great game so far, but from the Sonora in the second half, haven't seen urgency of sport, that same grit or tenacity of trying to go ahead and pressure someone when they have the ball. Maybe of the game like last night, it's finally starting to kick in terms of physicality for these Sonora players.
Well, we still have plenty of time on the power play. Gonzalez, De Abreu, Tayu, McNeely, and Stinson, the same 5, with 1:40 remaining on the power play for Ontario. Stinson to the far side. Now Gonzalez, 75% on the power play is Ontario. 64% on the kill is Sonora. Deflected off of the hands of Guzman. For a split second, they'll get out of harm's way. De Abreu says, let's try this again, and lays it off to Gonzalez. Tayu to the far side. Now Gonzalez has plenty of room. Elects to give it to McNeely. McNeely now to Tayu. Tayu disrupted there. And Sonora will clear the half at least and eat up some clock. 50 seconds remaining on the power play. Sonora shorthanded.
Boy.
Eats up a good chunk of the power play time. Gonzalez and Rosales tied up. Rosales lays it off to the near side. Left footed shot attempt, no good. 33 seconds remain on the power play. Plenty of time to get something here. All 4 back for Sonora. The 5 go ahead for Ontario. 25 seconds remain on the power play. McNeely. Charlie Gonzalez again. Maicon, the lone Fury player, dancing around up top. Gonzalez will tee it up. Let loose, and that's off in the hands of Guzman. Intended for Gonzalez. 5 seconds remain on the power play. He'll dance around one defender. Well done from Sonora to get that out defensively. McNeely aware of the player coming out of the box for Sonora, and we're even strength with 13:05 left to go.
Great kill from Sonora, just not letting Ontario do anything in the power play.
Stinson trying to dance around in that far corner. Cleared out defensively. Will it be a defensive clearance? It looks like it will.
These are the plays that Fury have to take advantage for here. That kill was all for Cañas. He at least milked 30 seconds by himself off the clock, but for the Ontario Fury, nothing going there. Great kill from the Solis, but everything could change just by a simple shot on goal here.
Sorry, no defensive clearance, but on the yellow line, McNeely, after the restart, settled down to the far side with Stinson. Gonzalez will lay it off to Toth. Cisse hops onto the pitch. Switch of the field for Gonzalez, up and out of bounds. Right idea, wrong pace, and a restart for Sonora at midfield.
Charlie saw McNeely making the run there. Idea just takes a unfortunate bounce, not against the boards, goes onto the outside of the play, but 12:20 left here in the fourth quarter. Still anybody's game. Either Ontario or Solis is going to make a move.
Sonora nearly got that bouncing ball off of the glass. But we'll restart and recollect here near midfield. Guzman.
Oof.
Topete pinching in. Sonora with the ball. Deep in there attacking third. That is Espinoza. No threat in the end. Topete laying it off to Gonzalez. Trying to go around, and well done again from Sonora. Fake shot attempt there, trying to get around Hernandez. Shoulder to shoulder they go. Sonora with possession. 11:30 remaining here in the fourth. Dancing around Gonzalez. Charlie looks a little tired. Well done from Johnny Topete with the slide. Hernandez called for the foul.
Fans not happy here in Toyota Arena. Great crowd too, but we'll see here exactly if it's a foul or not. But almost seems as if Efrain just goes straight to the ground as soon as he feels contact.
Two-man wall set up to the near side, and Charlie and Nestor. Rosales to the far side, left-footed shot. Wow! That had so much power on it, Toth didn't even see it.
Battle of the ponytails here.
Hernandez wins that battle, steers it to the far side. I'd imagine Charlie Gonzalez gets some rest, and he does. Hughes, Uzi Tayu, positive sign there for the Fury family.
Yeah.
As he's back onto the pitch after getting banged up against the near side boards. So final scores in the other two contests tonight. St. Louis ambush all over Rochester, 16-8. Final with the Tropics over Mesquite, 5-3. So this game, Jose, Florida will get their 12th win of the year. Rochester, unfortunately, does not earn that first win of the year. St. Louis tallies their 7th win. Rosales to the far side, Stinson back defensively.
Wow.
That worked out well for Ontario. Tayu at midfield gets disrupted there yet again defensively from Sonora.
I like what I'm seeing from players that They're not supposed to usually shine on the defensive side, and they're doing so tonight. Justin Stinson, Nestor Hernandez, Charlie Gonzalez coming back on the defensive side. They're doing their homework. They're doing what they have to do to go ahead and get in front of the ball. Now it's just times of patience and just being there at the right moment to just go ahead and bite your opponent. And I say bite in terms of getting a goal, and it's a matter of time for the Fury to go ahead and do so here in the fourth quarter.
Uzi Tayu trying to keep this a tie game. But Mesquite now sits at 4-9 in 6th in the West.
Big game.
Tacoma in 4th at 5-8. If Ontario pull this one off, they will propel themselves into the playoff picture for the Ron Newman Cup playoffs. In that 4th seed, Tacoma will drop down to 5th. Sonora, if I'm doing the math correctly, they'll still remain with that 6 wins in 3rd. 9-2 for San Diego. Monterey sitting at 14-1 to round out that Western Conference playoff picture. 9 minutes exactly, all tied at 3. Deep ball sent in from Guzman. Uzi Tayu getting his Casa Colina jersey tugged on. He works a 1-2. Still Uzi to the near side. Utilizes Stinson. That was off of his head.
Play on, let's go.
They're claiming handball, but no whistle there. McNeely. Now Maicon to the near side. Hasn't been too much activity up top. We can see the full field from upstairs in the booth as Alvarado plays it off the boards. We'll settle that down. Tried to get it to Tayu. And boy, in that space, in that moment, you settle it down and you be selfish, Christian Alvarado. I understand he tried to get it to the team leader and the league leader in goals scored. But maybe an opportunity missed for the rookie. Charlie Gonzalez egging players to join the attack. McNeely collects the ball to the far side. Gonzalez saves it to Alvarado. They'll maintain possession in their attacking half. Pacheco off of the boards.
Gonzalez just barely getting that touch, and he doesn't do that. The Solids of Sonora have an open counter attack, and here the Fury giving the ball away.
Topete, long distance pass intercepted from Sonora. Trying to get one here with 7:25 remaining in the 4th. Around Charlie Gonzalez, that ball is deflected. Frank Tayu and Gonzalez will have to hurry if they want to take advantage of this attack. 3-on-2. Gonzalez to the near side and Topete, and that's steered wide. Tayu will maintain possession. Finds Topete. Laid it out to Gonzalez. That's just wide.
Wow.
Sonora now on the counter. Well done from Pacheco, the rookie, to hold it up. Sonora pressing. In their attacking third now, Topete on the field in the end into the hands of Chris Toth with 6:40 remaining in the 4th.
Exciting back and forth stuff from both teams. Shot from the Fury, shot from Solis. A mix of things. 6:31 left here in the 4th quarter. Still up for anyone who wants to take this game. And remember, folks, you're watching the Ontario Fury on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV. Let's get the ball down.
Sonora now at midfield. And Uzi Tayu settles it down. Charlie Gonzalez does have Hernandez. Lays it off to him. Referee say advantage. Overlapping run to Tiago. Off of the boards. Fumbled from Guzman. Jeff Hughes. Now Gonzalez. Left foot deflected and a corner kick coming up for Ontario.
This crowd wants it. They're in it. You can feel it.
5:45 remaining in the 4th. All tied at 3. We'll be back. You're watching live action on MASL TV.
towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Toyota Arena. On the replay, you'll see some quality attempt here from Charlie Gonzalez as he nearly made it a 4-3 game right here.
Oof.
Bang, right off of the far side of that near post. But a corner kick after a deflection off of the foot of Sonora. Gonzalez, Tayu, McNeely, Stinson, and De Abreu around the horn on the field on this restart. Gonzalez lofts the ball over. Stinson not there in time. Still bouncing ball. Tayu and Gonzalez thought one or each other was going to get it. Now Rosales on the break. Does have Martinez right down the middle. Thankfully, that hits a cleat. Rosales.
Oh, they're going to give it to McNeely.
Rosales
looking at Rosales' reaction, it might not even be for McNeely, but and the crowd's reaction too. Yeah, that's a foul on Rosales over McNeely. He didn't even get the ball.
It almost looked like McNeely was not going to be able to get up. It looked really bad when he made that little pop on the pitch.
Rosales is hot in the box.
Well,
not happy with the
He
call.
can cool off in the box for 2 minutes. A tripping call and a 2-minute minor penalty for Ontario. 5:26 remaining here in the fourth quarter from Toyota Arena. You're watching live action right here on MASL TV. Two other games went final scores. St. Louis over Rochester, and the Tropics take care of Mesquite 5-3. It was a 16-8 final for the Ambush. Penalty, 2-minute minor penalty for Rosales, and on the power play, McNeely gets shoved down to the ground. No call there.
Yeah, the ref just turns around and look. But before that play too, Frank just getting tugged on the jersey too, but the referee says play on, and it's still 1:28 left in the power play.
So percentage points a little bit lower than the initial 75% on the power play for Ontario after going 0 of 1 earlier in the second half. De Abreu,
It's now or never
Gonzalez.
for Ontario. Now or never.
4:35 remaining. 1:05 remaining on the power play. Last man defending back for Sonora. Saved that ball as it was past Guzman.
Yeah,
Well done on the kill for Sonora. 50 seconds remain on the power play for Ontario. Stinson to the far side. Switches to the near side of McNeely. He'll lay it up or tee it up himself. That was steered to the near side boards. Frank Tayu collects. 35 seconds remaining. Stinson just inches away to the near side post. Ultimately up and out of bounds with 29 seconds remaining on the power play for Ontario.
Yeah, both of the power plays so far for Ontario have not liked what I've seen from them. They haven't had the Solos de Sonora on their toes. It seems like they've been on their toes rather, but it's still 20 seconds left here.
3:45 remaining. 15 seconds remain on the power play. Still the same 5 for Ontario. Stinson and Charlie. Gonzalez to Tayu. Left foot shot attempt. No real threat there. Stinson pushed up against the boards. No call there. Shaken up a little bit is Stinson. Out of the boxes, Rosales, and Toth. Heads up play from the veteran goalkeeper to completely absorb that shot attempt from Sonora. 0 of 2 are Ontario on the power play tonight. 3:05 remaining here in the fourth quarter. All three goals from Ontario. All 3 goals from Sonora in that first half. Nestor Hernandez on the near side. Lost control, lost the ball momentarily. Collects again for the Fury. Gonzalez to Pacheco. Pacheco, left foot, off of the glass. Cisse trying to pinch in to maintain possession. Pacheco now maintaining possession. Tries to get the ball back and then sails up over the boards. No call there.
That's exactly what head coach Jimmy Norberg is upset about. You saw it, he saw it, everybody in the arena saw it but the official. Exciting stuff. Still 2 minutes left here in the quarter. Anybody's game, so whoever wants to take it, but it seems like the Ontario Fury have had the better part of the Soles de Sonora in the second half, but they need to show it now. And a foul called here against Soles de Sonora. 1:57 left here. This crowd is angsty to get another goal here. And just to remind everyone here that the Ontario Fury are wearing special jerseys. This game will feature special jerseys worn by the Fury that will be auctioned off after the game to benefit the Casa Calina Foundation. So the Fury, what do they have to do? They need to go ahead and get a clear shot on goal. I know they love and they've been touching the ball away from, keeping the ball away from, I should say, from the Soles de Sonora, but they haven't had a clear shot on goal. And both the shots that they've had from Stinson and Charlie Gonzalez have gone just wide. So maybe more shots on goal, and the Fury should be on great way to get out of here with a win.
Well, 1:25 left in regulation. If there is no goal scored here in 1:25, this will go to overtime. To the near side boards, around Hernandez. Martinez now trying to generate something for Sonora. 1:10 remaining. Long distance shot attempt, always wide there. And clearing it out of their defensive third, unsuccessful off of the foot of Topete. Long distance shot into the hands of Chris Toth.
Timeout.
I believe that was from head coach Jimmy Nordberg on the timeout. But an overtime period will resume with 54 seconds remain. If nobody scores in the remaining 54 seconds, the home team will decide the choice of ends and the visiting team shall take the kickoff. Overtime duration. The overtime period shall be 10 minutes. And it is sudden death. After the first declared winner, if the game is still tied after the 10 minutes, the game will be determined by a 5-second shootout procedure, best of 3 rounds. Then after the 3 rounds, sudden death victory shootout kicks. A little different in the MASL. As far as shootout procedure, the player taking the shootout attempt has 5 seconds from the time the referee whistle sounds to legally score the goal. If the ball has not legally crossed the line prior to the expiration of 5 seconds, no goal shall be awarded. During the 5 seconds, the ball is live and rebounds are in play. A player of the same team cannot take another shootout kick until 3 kicks are taken. Again, the home team shall provide or decide the goal used to defend. The visiting will kick first. That February schedule, that is no fluke there. Got 8 games in the month of February, starting with tonight, 7 more, including a trio of a road trip. Starting in St. Louis, visiting Kansas City, and then finishing up north against Turlock, the Turlock Cal Express. 54 seconds remain, all tied at 3. Ontario has come back with a pair of unanswered goals after it was a 3-1 lead at half for the visitors out of Sonora. On the pitch, Cisse, Uzi Tayu, Frank Tayu, De Abreu, and Gonzalez. Toth on the restart. To Tayu. Generates 2 defenders. That ball takes a deflection. Sonora with the ball. 44 seconds remain. Toth playing the ball off of his back line. Karam's off the far side glass. Cisse calmly plays it to Toth. They'll clear it out defensively. Cisse trying to get it out again for the Fury. Pinching in is De Abreu. He'll lay it off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez finds Frank Tayu. 22 seconds remain. Left-footed shot attempt is disrupted. And Guzman will lay it off. 14 seconds remain. Now 10. Sonora with the ball. Rosales gets a shot attempt off.
Overtime.
De Abreu. Man, I don't know about your palms or heart racing with Rosales under 5 seconds remaining. But after 4 quarters of play inside Toyota Arena, you're watching live action right here on MASL TV. We're all tied at the end of regulation. And after this commercial break, we'll be back with the overtime period from Southern California.
Hi, I'm Dr. Fantasia. This is United Chiropractic Health Center. We are a full-service chiropractic clinic including acupuncture, sports and therapeutic massage, non-surgical spinal decompression for the treatment of bulging discs without surgery, You can reach us at drfantasia.com. Call us. We're here to serve you.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Cord, transforming lives and communities, by Costaquina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Currently, the Ontario Fury sit at an overall record of 4-7, have yet to play an overtime match this season. Soles de Sonora 5-7, also have yet to play an overtime game this season. What's at stake here, fans? Well, the Western Conference playoff picture is taking shape, and with teams dancing around literally from spots, Jose, from the 3rd position and the 4th position all the way down. Right now, it's Soles in the 3rd position, Tacoma in 4th, Ontario, Mesquite, and Turlock all trying to get into any one of those positions. And currently right now, after final scores in between the Ambush and Lancers 16-8, and Florida took care of the Outlaws 5-3. Mesquite now sit at 4-9. They've lost 4 consecutive matches, so they sit at 4-9. Ontario at 4-7. Tacoma in the 4th playoff position, and the West at 5-8. And then a 6-7 currently for the Soles de Sonora. And of course, Monterey and San Diego hold
another planet.
Hold the top 2 positions in the West. 14-1 Monterey. San Diego at 9-2. Overtime period, the first one this year for both teams. Stinson, Hernandez, Cisse, Concalves, and Hughes to start this overtime period for the home team, Ontario Fury, working from right to left on your screen. Casa Colina night here inside Toyota Arena. It is a 10-minute overtime period. Sudden death.
Huge crowds into it. The waves going around here in beautiful Toyota Arena. Crowd knows exactly what's at stake here. A lot of games still played throughout the season, but you want to go ahead and make a stamp here, especially from a Fury team that was at one point 2-7, Brian. 4-7 now, can make it 2 games under 500. Big game, big next 10 minutes.
On the kickoff, Sonora. Trying to apply pressure here is Hernandez. Hughes up top as well. Sonora shut out in that second half. No goals. It was a 3-1 lead for the visitors. They did play last night up in Turlock, victorious up against the Cal Express 7-4. Deep ball sent in for Stinson. Plays it off the boards. Dancing around one defender. And then in the end, off of the foot of Martinez, as they're exclaiming to the far side, Irving Murillo tied up behind the play, or before the play developed.
Referee saying, come down, come down. And official's been on top of the plays throughout the whole game. So, not sure exactly sure what he's arguing there, but Justin Stinson, boy, he could fly down the flank, but most importantly, what he does there, hops the ball over defenders, just not able to get that final touch. So, 9:21 here left in the overtime. Still up for the Fury. They want to take it.
Deep ball to nobody. And the Fury will restart to the far side with Tayu. Uzi Tayu lays it off to Toth. 9:15 remaining in this first overtime period. If the game still remains 3 apiece, we will go to a shootout. Tayu rubbed up against the near side boards, and a foul call there.
It takes a lot to take the big 6'1" Frank Tayu to almost flip to the other side of the boards there, but Martinez, just physicality, we said it throughout the game for the Soul, is still there in the overtime, but Frank Tayu gets a foul.
McNeely now for the Fury. No options up top. He'll elect to lay it back to Toth. Off of the near side glass. Tayu defended by 2. Into the middle, but there's nobody there. Exclaiming a handball are 2 of the Fury players. No whistles, and we play on.
Yeah, bang, bang. We'll take a look here at the replay. If it was ball, no intention. Balls, the hands right next to the body. Great call no call by the officials.
De Abreu off of the far side glass. Gonzalez will settle down here. Generates a lane, and then it's Tayu on the doorstep, and that's shut down from Sonora.
Wow. They're right there. They're knocking.
8:08 remaining in this overtime period.
Get to feel like that was it. That was it right there. They had it. Did the Fury. Still plenty more than enough time here.
De Abreu will volley attempt here. Not the quality that he needed. He got the pace on the ball, but not the placement.
Yeah, I know exactly what he wanted. I know exactly what he wanted to do. Bottom part of the corner just gets underneath that one. But the Fury look like the most dangerous team here to start the overtime. Just got to be sharp every single step of the way to the Fury. Defensively, offensively, no give-me's, no giveaways. And hopefully they should get out of here with the win in overtime and not so much in the shootout following up.
Restart for Sonora off of the head of Concalves. Bouncing ball near midfield. Cisse steps in. Off the board, Stinson shouldered off, and a foul in the end right at midfield. Along the near side glass. Concalves restarts with his goalkeeper.
It's getting loud in here, Ryan. It's getting loud.
Toyota Arena, beautiful crowd here tonight.
Yeah.
From the Inland Empire on Casa Colina night. Stinson shielding off one defender. In the end, earns a foul call. Well done from Stinson. 7:17 remaining. McNeely stands over the ball for Ontario. He'll just fire away. And Frank Tayu denied yet again. On the doorstep. The King is knocking on the doorstep in this overtime frame. You see on the replay right here. Got his foot on it this time. But boy, they had reinforcements on the back line for Sonora. And with 6:56 remaining, still all tied.
Whoever loses this game is going to be a devastating loss because both teams have felt like they've been there and have enough to get out of here with a win, but yet no avail from either side on the offensive picture.
Corrales actually got a shot attempt off after being defended there from McNeely. And now Ontario trying to get all the bodies back. Toth off of his back line, disrupted. And the referees are saying
Yeah, I don't think there's no foul call there, but I think he just took a really bad fall. The Solos de Sonora player. Not exactly sure who it is.
I believe that is Salvador Corrales. He was the lone man pressuring for Sonora. A little slip on the turf, possible groin injury.
The groin, yeah, it's just that stretch. Ugh. And the official's right there, so you know exactly what happens there. I have unfortunately had my bad share of luck with that, and that is a pain that you don't want to experience as a soccer player. But he just takes a horrible stretch. Salvador Corrales, yeah, you're right there, fighting for it. Not what you want to see if you're a Solos de Sonora fan. Hopefully he gets out of here and able to get up in 2 feet.
MASL Primetime is a new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bastiuvansky hosts a 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode. Outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This every weekend. Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. You can also get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams like the Ontario Fury. Make sure you're following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. You can also follow all the live content from the Ontario Fury. All you have to do is search at Ontario Fury as you're watching Ontario Fury Soccer on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV. As you see the February schedule starting tonight, the 1st, you got 7 more, 4 on the road, 3 at home. Mesquite is next week. Then they'll take care of or visit to Turlock twice, St. Louis and Kansas City, before hosting San Diego and Dallas as well.
Yeah, huge stretch of games on February, but the most that I was looking at was that week of the 17th. You're talking about 4 games in 7 days. Not a pretty sight in terms of physicality for the Fury, but there's somebody that could go ahead and stand up with that. And they've been in adversity since the beginning of the season with their scheduling, is the Ontario Fury.
6:15 remaining in the overtime period. Deep ball sent in for Sonora. Off of the near side glass, Charlie Gonzalez and Alvarado trying to make sure nothing happens here for Sonora. Settled down along the near side, off of the foot of Espinoza. Defended there from Gonzalez. Shot attempt always rising. 5:53 remaining in this overtime period. Deep breaths, Jose. Deep
I'm
breaths.
sweating up here.
4-7, the record of your Ontario Fury.
Huge game.
5-7 for the visitors from Sonora. Showing no ill effects off of that back-to-back last night. Ooh. Ball off of the boards onto the left foot of Stinson, just missed. Hughes trying to carry his momentum to generate something there. Cissé's going to have to get back. Stinson does as well. Well done from both Cissé and Stinson. 5:25 remaining in the overtime frame. Taiyu applying some pressure. Sonora.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss there. Hughes could not capitalize. Concalves now. Now Sonora. Rosales trying to just get it out of harm's way.
He's trying to breathe like I am up here.
If 5 minutes are passed and we're all tied, we will go to a shootout. Stinson working to get that ball. Trying to generate something. Stinson lays it off to Pacheco. Back heel attempt was missed. And Concalves will head it back to his goalkeeper.
Pacheco being involved in a lot of minutes here as the rookie. And so far, every time he has the ball on his feet, he has shined tonight.
Taiyu playing the ball perfectly off of the far side boards. Unfortunately for Stinson, could not make it to his feet. Toth to Pacheco. Misheading attempt there, but Pacheco earns the ball back. To Gonzalez. Goes around one defender. Uzi Taiyu Gonzalez at midfield, tangled up momentarily. Uzi Taiyu gets that ball back, that crucial touch on his way back. Aragon a little upset, but they continue to play. De Abreu. 3:45 remaining in the overtime period. The King, Frank Taiyu to the near side. Charlie Gonzalez. Maicon fires away. That's defended again from Sonora. They'll have to get back and get their legs back. No contact there. No contact there. Rosales.
You know, he had him beat. He had Charlie Gonzalez beat. You saw it from the sprint, but he felt just a bit of contact. Try to go down. That cost him. Like I said, the officials have been on top of every single play tonight. Kudos to them there.
Stinson now on the break. Across the yellow line. Holds up for a split second. Now Taiyu. Now Stinson.
Let it go.
No attempt in the end there. 3 minutes remain. Still a tie game at 3 apiece. Cisse across midfield. Slowing things down for Ontario. I like the pace that they were at. I mean, as I mentioned that Sonora wasn't feeling the game from last night, Ontario had a spurt of about 2 minutes, and on cue, the goalie Guzman calls a timeout for the visitors with 2:38 remaining.
Yeah, it just didn't look like he was running too fast for his own comfort, but unfortunate for them, the ball just spikes away from him.
2:38 remaining in this overtime frame. We'll be back from Southern California.
Today's game is brought to you by Ontario International Airport, by Ford, by National Cord, transforming lives and communities, by Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Move towards a better life with the Orthopedic and Robotic Center at Casa Colina. Our Revive Joint Replacement Program offers board-certified orthopedic surgeons and robotic surgical precision for improved fit, balance, and feel of your new joint. Each patient benefits from a dedicated orthopedic team and an individualized surgical plan for less pain, quicker recovery, and improved outcomes. Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, where better begins.
Seven remaining in the overtime frame as we get started here. A 3-3 game. Shutout in the second half was Sonora. They were leading 3-1 at the half. And then it was a pair of unanswered goals from the home team, Ontario Fury. Topete to Charlie Gonzalez. 2:15 remaining here in the overtime frame.
Just like that, 2 minutes left, 8 minutes gone by in the overtime. It's been all of Ontario Fury. It's just been literally a step away from getting the goal in the back of the net. Has Frank Taiyu, has Justin Stinson. Hopefully in the next 2 minutes we see something of that. They can finally get ahead and poke it in.
Uzi Taiyu to the far side. Sonora deflects it up and out of bounds. It was intended for De Abreu. Uzi will restart for the Fury. Topete to the near side.
Cisse back on the field too.
Cisse now the captain for Ontario. De Abreu steers it to Taiyu. Taiyu, back heel attempt to Charlie Gonzalez. Left-footed shot attempt saw all the way, or seen all the way from Guzman. And a long distance throw off of the head of Cisse. On the turn quickly is Gonzalez. Taiyu shielding off one defender, waiting for reinforcements. Concalves joins the attack, deflected. That takes an awkward bounce, and 1:05 remaining. They have 1:05 to avoid a shootout here at Toyota Arena. Taiyu to the far side. Concalves, Cisse. 1v1. Concalves gets teed up. That's always wide. They got to get back defensively. 2-on-2, streaking down the near side. Shot well wide from Sonora. Still collecting in their attacking third. That shot just wide off of the foot of Rosales.
Here we go.
Incidental contact, but play continues. De Abreu.
Oh!
And they whistled it dead.
How is that even possible? Head coach Jimmy Norberg can't understand what exactly. You have a 2v1, you counterattack, and then blow the whistle dead. Ecstatic are the Fury players, understandably.
I think it was incidental contact there with Charlie Gonzalez. Yeah, they bumped heads. Gonzalez and Rosales. But it was a 2-on-2 developing, and Frank Tayu's cramping up, Jose.
Nah, not a good sight. But, I mean, they've been playing through 4 quarters, overtime time. Both teams have gone back and forth all game. Physicality up as much as you can see it here tonight from both of these teams, and it's 26.6 seconds left. Not exactly sure why they blew the whistle. I mean, understandably so, the player's down. But you let the play go, man. You let the play go until there's a dead ball or there's no more offensive threat. But the Fury were clearly on the 2v1. Interesting to see how the players get back into it now.
Well, the referees held their hands up as if it was play on.
Yeah, Michael just clearly takes the ball away from the Solas de Sonora player there. Gets on a breakaway, does get tugged and pulled. Referee says play on there. And unfortunately just stops it.
Referees will place the ball back.
Are they going to give to the Fury dead ball there?
In the vicinity. I mean, they were above the yellow line attacking. But Cisse will go ahead and utilize the timeout here in overtime. And they'll talk things over. So with 26.6 seconds left in overtime, still all tied at 3.
Hi, I'm Dr. Fantasia. This is United Chiropractic Health Center. We are a full-service chiropractic clinic including acupuncture, sports and therapeutic massage, non-surgical spinal decompression for the treatment of bulging discs without surgery, You can reach us at drfantasia.com. Call us. We're here to serve you.
So Ontario will restart in the vicinity of where the whistle or the ball was whistled dead. You see McNeely and Stinson over the ball for Ontario. Cisse to the near side. Gonzalez and Tayu also in the attack. Lays it off to Stinson. To the right side. Off of the glass! Oh my gosh!
Wow.
That set piece play worked out in every inch except for Tayu on the finish. I'm talking Sonora was nowhere near that opportunity, but we have 18 seconds to finish this overtime period. Laid off to Rosales. Tried to go around Stinson. Well done from Stinson. 5 seconds remaining now in overtime. Tayu pressuring. 1 second. We're going to a shootout. Man, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Head coach Jimmy Nordberg and the staff drew up a perfect play, and that's from distance. That's in between midfield.
Frank knows.
Midfield and the yellow line.
He had the time to stop the ball there, take a comb if he wanted to, fix his hair, and take his shot, but We said it throughout the broadcast, Brian. He's had someone on top of him every single second he touched the ball. So at that point, he's just trying to turn around and get a shot. That was a little bit too premeditated. Goes over the goalkeeper, and now we're heading for a shootout.
So this is determined by a 5-second shootout procedure. Best of 3. Best of 3. Then it is sudden death victory shootout kicks. Shootout procedure, the player taking the shootout attempt has 5 seconds from the time the referee blows the whistle to legally score a goal. If the ball has not legally crossed the line prior to expiration of the 5 seconds, no goal shall be awarded. During the 5 seconds, the ball is live and rebounds are in play. A player of the same team cannot take another shootout kick until 3 kicks are taken. The home team, Ontario Fury, will decide the goal used to defend, and the visiting will kick first. So here we go. Rounds of 3, if you will. And if it's still tied after 3, Jose, we get sudden death shootout.
That's going to be important for the Fury to get on top. Whoever is the first Fury kicker to get that goal in for them in terms of sending momentum and just sort of confidence for your other players to do so here. But it's going to be huge for Chris Toth. The Solid Sonora player are not going to have it easy with the big presence that he causes in the back line. So it's going to be important for each of the first 2 players to go ahead and set the tone moving forward here in the shootouts.
Frank Tayu was just a quality attempt away from tearing the roof off of Toyota Arena here tonight. On a night they remembered Kobe Bryant and everybody that was involved in the unfortunate incident last week. Fans feeling connected more so than ever to each and every Fury player here tonight at Toyota Arena. On Casa Colina night, here from Southern California, Sonora, victories in 2 out of their last 3 matches. They did lose to the Baltimore Blast 7-3, but back-to-back wins over the Outlaws and the Cal Express. One win was last night up in Turlock. They were victorious 7-4.
Interesting to see what side they elect to take the shots. Take advantage of whoever chooses the side.
After the 5-game skid from your home team, Ontario Fury, it's been back-to-back wins. Tough earned victory up at Acesso Showware 7-4. And then a win against Turlock 6-5 last week here at Toyota Arena. We'll be back here next week as they play host for the first time ever against the Mesquite Outlaws. Outlaws in their inaugural season, sitting at 4-9, have lost 4 straight, Jose. Currently right now they are out of the playoff picture. So the goal to the right of your screen will be the goal being defended from the veteran, 2-time MASL Goalkeeper of the Year, and Chris Toth. So it is Cañez to start things off.
Here we go. Huge for Chris Toth here. Just make yourself big and get the save.
5 seconds. Cañez dances around Toth, and it's 1-0.
You said it, partner. Dances around Toth, and he does it to perfection. Chris Toth just handling, in the last second, tries to reach and poke that one out. But by that point, there's just way too much space between Chris Toth and Enrique Cañez, who gets his second of the night and puts the Fury 1-0 up here in the penalty shootout.
Charlie Gonzalez does have a goal on the night. So 5 seconds for Charlie. He'll go 1v1 in a shootout against Guzman. Places it on the bottom right, and it's 1-1.
Charlie Gonzalez, just with calm and ease, doesn't need to go ahead and poke it, do the little dancing that we saw earlier from the Solids of Sonora, but just steps up, takes a shot. Nothing the goalkeeper can do there. 1-1.
So it is Martinez, the second shooter for Sonora. They'll go up against Toth on the whistle. Martinez does the same and Same result as well. It's 2-1 in the shootout. Sonora.
To perfection. Definitely just goes around, and able to go ahead and get the ball in the back of the net. Chris Toth should have reacted right when the ball was in front of him. Doesn't do so, and it's just the Sonora lead.
Frank Tayo, the king. Let's see what he'll do with his 5 seconds.
He needs to forget about the last shot.
Saved from Guzman. So if he scores here, Rosales, it'll be all over. Frank unsuccessful. And Rosales can make it 3-1 with a victory in the shootout.
Yeah, could end it here, does Rosales. Frank Tayo, you could just straight see that he's carried that last shot in with him, and body language says it all.
Rosales does not play it well, and Ontario still alive. We can tie it with Stinson to force sudden death. Rosales may be outthinking himself in that last attempt. And Stinson to tie things up and send it to sudden death shootout. Stinson just wide. And it is all done from Ontario. Stinson unsuccessful in finishing that shootout attempt. It is a 4-3 victory for the Souls de Sonora club. They sweep the season series. 3 wins, no losses against Ontario. They'll get out of here with an overtime shootout win. They will improve their record to get to 500. Ontario drops to 4-8. As of right now, playoffs in the Western Conference remain the same. So Monterey, San Diego, Sonora, and Tacoma, the top 4 representing the West in the Ron Newman Cup playoff picture. Florida, Milwaukee, Utica, and Harrisburg, the top 4 in the East. Tough one here tonight, fans from Toyota Arena, as you're watching live action right here on MASL TV. Jose Duran will get some time with head coach Jimmy Nordberg. They did so well to keep Sonora off of the stat sheet in the second half. Goalless was Sonora in that second half. Forced to overtime. Frank Tayo, with about 24 seconds remaining, had a quality opportunity after a set piece play drawn up by the head coach Jimmy Nordberg and his staff. Just a little too high to finish that quality attempt was Frank Tayo. Then we went out to shootouts, and Stinson could have sent it to sudden death shootouts. Unfortunately, they score 1 and miss 2. And Ontario Fury drop as Jose Duran is with head coach of your Ontario Fury, Jimmy Nordberg.
Coach Jimmy Nordberg of the Ontario Fury. Fortunate loss here, coach, for the Ontario Fury. Talk to me about what happened when there was a breakaway from Ontario and the referees called that off there. I saw obviously upset. Crucial calls here. What happened in that sequence? What did they get to?
Yeah, I saw us on a 2 breakaway, maybe 2v1 in our favor, and players bumped heads in the back, and so they said since it was a head contact, they wanted to kill the game dead. But that was a crucial moment for us.
Now you have tough scheduling coming up on February, bunch of games. So what does the Ontario Fury have to do to go ahead and change things up? They're up to 2-game winning streak. How do you get the team back in the winning column?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the guys played very, very well tonight. I think we got to finish our chances. We got to be a little bit more clinical. I think even in the overtime, we had 4 or 5 very good chances to score goals. But at the end of the day, my hat goes off to the Solis. They threw their bodies out there and they grinded it out on the back to get the win. But we've got to be better.
Best of luck on that second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Second half of the season coming up for Ontario Fury. Fortunate results here for the boys from the Inland Empire as they fall short. Like you said, kudos to Sonora. It's not easy to go ahead and get another back-to-back wins on the road in Turlock and now Ontario tonight. For Ontario Fury, a busy February, but definitely still a lot of soccer left to play here for Ontario as they're still right there in the playoff mix. But that's it from here from the Toyota Arena. I'm Jose Duran. Back to you up there, Brian.
Thanks, Jose. After a tough shootout overtime loss, however you want to dial it up, it is a loss for the Ontario Fury. Unfortunately, cannot capitalize on gaining any momentum to get into the Western Conference playoff picture, as your outlook in February of 2020, Mesquite will play the first ever visit to Toyota Arena. Then they'll go up north to visit the Turlock Cal Express. San Diego and Dallas in back-to-back home games on the 17th and 19th, and then a trio of road games to St. Louis, to Kansas City, and then wrapping up north again in Turlock to wrap up February. So, final score from Toyota Arena here tonight, a 4-3 shootout victory for the visiting Souls de Sonora. They'll improve to get even at 500 at 7-7. And then the Tacoma Stars sit at 5-8 in that fourth and final playoff spot so far in the West. Ontario will drop to 4-8, and their winning streak is back down to 0 as Sonora gets their third victory in a row. Successful again here in the Inland Empire, as we'll see you next time. For everyone involved here in the production on MASL TV, for my broadcast partner, Jose Duran, I'm Brian Tabajay. So long from Southern California.